welcome back to the Stand-Up Comedy Course for Beginners series. In our last episode, we discussed the importance of the setup in stand-up comedy. Today, we're going to dive into the next step in creating a great joke, the punchline. A good punchline can make or break a joke, and it's often the difference between a chuckle and a belly laugh. So, how do you write punchlines? Let's find out. So what is a punchline? In stand-up comedy, the punchline is the climax of the joke. It's where you deliver the funny. It's the part of the joke that creates the big laugh and leaves a lasting impression on your audience. The punchline is the final step in your joke, and it's what your audience has been waiting for, so make sure you deliver it. Here are some keys to writing great punchlines. Now mind you, these are some of the basics, but if you want to really dig in on punchline writing, look for my in-depth video on the topic coming very soon. Now of course there's no one-size-fits-all formula for writing jokes, but if you keep the following tips in mind, you'll be well on your way to crafting hilarious punchlines that will have your audience in stitches. First things first, let's talk about timing. Timing is everything in comedy, and the same goes for punchlines. You need to build up that joke and then hit the audience with the punchline at just the right moment. If you wait too long, the joke loses its momentum. If you deliver too soon, the punchline falls flat. So it's very important to practice your timing. Another great tip, keep it short and sweet. Punchlines should be concise and to the point. Don't drag them out any longer than they need to be.
And I hate camping. If you like camping, I'm sorry, I just don't like it. And they get all mad at you. They're like, oh, you know what it is? You know what your problem is? Your problem is you've never had a good experience camping. And I'm like, that's exactly my problem.
Up next, put the funny part last. Now this seems like an obvious point, but you would be amazed at the number of people that make this mistake. Even comedians who've been performing for years. Here's why it's important. You tell a joke and you get to the punchline, and people start to laugh. But because the funny part is not at the end, you keep talking to finish the punchline, and they shut up so that they can hear it, and you end up with the unfunny part and nobody laughing. Funny part goes at the end. Let's look at the following as an example. I don't know, I think I'll stick with meeting people in jail the old-fashioned way. Versus, I don't know, I think I'll stick with meeting people the old-fashioned way, in jail. Next, when writing a punchline, think about the setup and the payoff. Make sure that the punchline is unexpected, yet still makes sense within the context of the joke. For example, my wife wanted me to take her out somewhere romantic, so I took her to the moon. Now the moon in this case is too absurd and doesn't make sense in the context of the joke, so it's not going to work. Another key to writing great punchlines is being specific. The more specific your punchline is, generally the funnier it will be. Generalizations and cliches are rarely funny. Instead, try to be as specific and as unique as possible. Let's take a look at the previous joke. Now you could say, my wife wanted me to take her somewhere romantic, so I took her out for fast food. But it's funnier to say, my wife wanted me to take her somewhere romantic, so I took her to Burger King. There's a big difference in those two statements. I'd like to take a quick moment and make a shameless request for your love and affection. Now, if you're getting any insight or value from this video or the other videos that I put out, and I hope that you are, please give it a big thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. It's free, and think of it as virtual applause that will help me feel loved and appreciated. Plus, by subscribing to my channel, you'll get access to all my videos, you'll join a great community of like-minded funny people, and I will be here to help you through your journey through this strange and sometimes very lonely world of stand-up comedy. I'm here for you. It also shows me that you're engaged with my content and that I'm not just talking to myself, which, trust me, I do enough of already. So if you want to help me to continue to grow and create more informative content to help further your career, hit that like button and subscribe to my channel. And as always, thank you for your support. You're the best. One more helpful tip before we wrap up. The importance of hard consonants. Hard consonants are sounds like in the K, the K, or the P, the P, or the T, T. They create a sharp percussive effect. They can be particularly effective in punchlines because they add emphasis and make the joke feel more impactful. For example, if you have a punchline and you're trying to decide between using the words fish or chicken, generally chicken will be funnier because it has that hard K sound. It's one of the reasons the F-bomb is so powerful, but I can't stress this enough. Do not rely on curse words to get a laugh. If your punchline needs a curse word for a laugh, It is not a good punchline. You can write a better punchline. Anyway, just wanted to get those out there. Those are some basics of punchlines, and I will have an in-depth video on punchlines really soon. But coming up in our next episode, we'll be discussing different brainstorming and writing techniques, so stay tuned.